Hello and welcome everybody to Mr. Wilson FM and another episode of Developing a Nation with Celtic FC. Thank you very much if you have watched the first couple of episodes. We are now going to try and get into it, have a bit more fun with this. Also, I know it may come a bit robotic sometimes. This is new to me, whole talking to people, producing content. I'm used to just playing the game sort of to me and having sort of thoughts in my head. So it is new, but I'm hoping that as the series goes on, as I get used to making the content and doing all this sort of stuff, that it comes a little bit better for you guys. I know in the first couple of episodes it might have been quite robotic, quite a lot of talking. I mean, the first episode I did have to do quite a lot of talking, but I do apologise for that, and I really hope that it can get a lot better for you. Let's just have some fun with this now. We're going to pass you on to the highlights. I'm going to try and do a bit of a highlights package now. Hopefully it kind of works and looks good. I am going to keep trying to improve that and find ways to make it better or maybe make it shorter. I'm going to see what I can do. In a few of the games I do a bit of talking if there's things I need to cover on. Maybe I'll do that when we come back. Gonna see, but just let me know your thoughts on that. It's just something I thought might be a little bit better than just sitting here and going through individually each of the games. Maybe just do a bit of a highlights type package. But tell me what you think. Let's get into the highlights. Highlights of this game against Dundee. This game is a 1-1 draw. We do start off by conceding a goal in this game about 26-7 minutes in. It's one of those games, a bit disappointing. I've still been playing around with the tactics, almost on a game-by-game basis, just assessing weaknesses and strengths in it. We did concede. To be fair, it was a good goal. As you can see there, it does take it from a good 25 or so yards out, hits the post, rolls right across and in. We then do strike back in the second half from a corner. Armstrong whips it in. Dembele at the near post to finish off. Does make it 1-1. As you see from the stats, it was, I'd say, pretty even. No one really had a clear-cut chance. Other than those goals, there was a lot of half chances and bits going wide. There was not a definite dominant team. We wasn't 100% on top, which I didn't like tons. I wanted to be on top in this game. It was an away game. But we got away with the draw. At least we didn't lose it. It was 1-1. On to the next game. Next game was against arch rivals, Rangers. In this game, it was again another quite tight one. As you can see from the stats up there, was slightly us more in the dominancy, 58%, 13 shots. But it was one of those. In spells we were dominant, and in other spells they had a few chances. As you can see, they had 3 clear-cut chances. We had none, but we win. Let's get into the highlights. First goal is an absolute mess, utter mess. When you looked at it on the behind goal low at the time, it was just a mess. The ball kind of comes in, so we'll sort of quickly. You can just see it's just a melee. The corner comes in, the ball ricochets all over, and then Torre managed to get it free and whack it in the back of the net. It was a disgrace, that goal. Set piece goal, but we'll take it. Especially in a game like this. It was late on the game. 68th minute that, 70th minute this. They're coming down with it. Forrester, Richardson. I mean, they always seem to sign Kieran Richardson, I found. I did a few sort of test days before doing this film just to see if there was any major issues with it before I did it. And they always signed him and done it again. Svetchenko had to come on quite early. He's a centre-back. He's playing right back on this because Lustig, obviously, is out injured, and Gamboa got injured within 5 minutes into this game. But he does bring the cross across. Was talking so I didn't really go over that one, but obviously puts the cross in. We get the goal for that. It just puts us 2-0 up. Within sort of 2 minutes, we got 2 goals. Did make a few subs then to try and rest some players because we did have the Napoli game in the Champions League at home after this, so I did want to try and rest a couple of players. I feel like may have provided them a bit of a way into this. I don't know quite certain, but also we bring it forward, then lose it. We're a little bit exposed. It ricochets around a little bit. They do manage to retain the possession from that move, and by now you would think we should be back into position. We should be holding it, but we don't. We lose that ball. Torre, and then as you'll see, it's a bit back and forth. That's what I don't know why it's doing this. I mean, I am rendering a video as well at the same time, so I do apologise if it's stuttering. Hit it and miss it. It sometimes does this, sometimes don't. we'll do it for this one. The next one I might have to go back to just 2D Classic. But they do whip it across in the back post. Like I say, you could see that it was really like hit and miss. We were coming away with it, they won it, they retained it, hit it forwards, it got back to our keeper, we hit it up, and then they came forward with it. It was a real bitty one, and that's kind of what the game was like. As you can see from the stats there, our midfield just wasn't great, and our striker, I mean, I'm having a lot of problems trying to work out the striking. In the tactic, the main bit is the midfield and the striker, because I feel with defence, the wing backs works fine. Centre halves can deal with most things. They're not brilliant centre halves, but they can deal with most things there. It's just finding that right balance in midfield and the striker, and it's a work in progress for certain. On to the next game. Next game was in the Champions League, our first game of the group at home against Napoli. It is a ridiculously hard group, and I really think we aren't going to get out of it, which really disappoints me. I would have at least liked to have got the Champions League money and then gone into the Europa League to maybe progress a little bit. As you can see, Jorginho, I think we'd call that, say his name, about 30 yards out, bottom corner. Potentially Gordon could have done a little bit better with it, but it was a decent strike from them. They are a much superior team. Hamzik, Milik, Callahan, Insigne, they've got a lot more quality, and I think it's just one of those that we are really going to struggle. We've got Bayern, which obviously is going to be our live con game in this episode. Tottenham in there as well. I was hoping that maybe we can get something. I went a bit more defensive in this game. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Get across here. Insigne heads it into the corner. We did finish 2-0. The reaction afterwards was we were unlucky. As you can see, with 61% possession, we had some decent shots. We had only one on target though. No clear cut, no half chances. 7 of those was long shots. I don't know. As you can see again, Griffiths did nothing up front. The shadow striker didn't really do much. It was 6.9s in the middle, and obviously Colatore didn't have great. I mean, in this game, I did have to actually play Tony Ralston, who is a youngster at the back. He does make a mistake in this, I believe, in the build-up to one of the goals. Well, his credit is his mistake. Yeah. Fortunately, problems at right back, injury problems at right back, has forced us into that, but it is what it is. We've got to make the best of it. But 2-0, we move on to the next game. So in this game, we are at home against Partick Thistle. It did seem like a much better performance for us in this game. It seems so anyway. Let's get into the highlights. First one is us actually conceding it. Ralston was playing at right back for us again, as you will see here, makes a horrible mistake. Just pretty much puts it on a plate for their striker to score. I did have to bring off, but Lustig wasn't fully fit. He was about 80% match fit. I decided to give him the rest in this game, and then hoped that he'd then be fully fit for the next game. As you can see here, we have a shot that just doesn't go over, but Commons, with a great follow-up, gets us the equaliser at 65th minute. We did seem better, but we just wasn't taking our chances. Commons was a bit of a super sub. He came on, got 2 goals. You're about to see a second here. Tini plays it into Bayern, who got 2 assists in this game, lights up, and then he thunderbolts it into the bottom corner of the goal. No way of saving that. That was 89th minute, so he came up just in time with the winning for us. But as you can see, 62% possession, 20 shots, 10 were off target. We had 2 clear-cut chances, 6 half chances. It felt like obviously that was the right result. 2-1. You know, they had the chance. Courtesy of Ralston, obviously 6.5. He did make that mistake, but it was just one of those games that I felt that we just seemed to be better in how we was passing some of the play and working it. I can see a 7.7 from Bayern, Scott Brown at a 7. But again, it's just a lot of half of that midfield, and obviously the striker just wasn't performing. And that's my problem I'm having in all these games recently, is the striker isn't really doing anything. The shadow striker is hit and miss. It is difficult. I went with a different formation this one. 2 AMCs, one on the playmaker, one on the shadow striker. Armstrong came off, and Commons came on, and he turned the game around for us. But it's still a work in progress. But on to the next game. Next game is in the Cup. It is against Livingston. We are away in this game. As you can see by the stats, which I'll quickly talk about because there's only 1 goal, so it'll go quite quickly. We were on top, 57% possession, 2 half chances, 1 clear cut. it was pretty even, and I did rotate a few players. Lustig did come back into this one, but I had Leto. I had a few others that played in this game. It was still a good enough team that we should have done better. Obviously, came quite late, did our goal. It was just one of those, again, we just didn't hit top gear, and that's what I'm struggling with some of these games, is trying to work out the best way to get these players playing in top gear. A few of them aren't good enough, and that is where it comes down to, is I do need to, or do want to make changes. It just comes down to whether that's going to be in over a couple of seasons with regens coming through and developing, or do I need to go out there when the board's probably going to give me more money in January because we're about 30 million in the balance at the moment. It might give me like 10 million to spend. Do I go out there and try and find someone who's a bit more of a star player that I can bring in and hopefully get some better performances out of it? Because some of these are a bit hit and miss. You get a 6.7, you'll get a 7.7, but they're not regular. You don't know definitely what you're going to get from game by game, and that is a problem. But let's get into and see this highlight from this one. Like I say, it was only one goal. Lustig gets it from their clearance, runs down the wing, whips it in, and Armstrong there to fire it in past the keeper, makes it 1-0, 79th minute. We did deserve the win, I felt, but as you can see here, again, strikers and forwards, forward striker, I'm so English, forward, AMC on the shadow striker, that's what I want to say, striker shadow, how hard's that? I mean, anyway, and midfield's really not contributing a lot. Ralston again did start, but I did bring on Lustig. That was it. This was the game where I decided to make his comeback. I did go with Ralston in the first half. Again, he wasn't really performing. He's a decent youngster, but he is young and he is lacking some stats. And obviously, he's just not had the greatest few games into it. But I've had to throw him in some of them. But hey ho, you have to do it. But on to the next game. Right, this next game is at home against Inverness Caledonian Thistle. In this game, we played much better. There was a little spell before half time, I'd say, where they had a couple of chances, but a few of these chances happened. And then they had a bit of a, maybe even, it wasn't even much of a spell, I'd say, in the second half. I think it was like one chance where they had a counter-attack, it cleared, it went straight past both our centre-halves. Their striker, Harrison, is it? Yeah, Harrison bombed through and shot just wide, sort of going about here. But that was their only chance second half. It was a bit of a counter-attack. Other than that, first half it was hit and miss. Second half we were utterly dominant. It was only a 2-0 win. As you can tell by the time, the first one is really early. I think we went on, it was a good spell for about a minute. I think this is from the kickoff actually. We had a minute of just passing the ball around, working it well, and then I think we had about 2 crosses from Tierney came in. Both were cleared, and then that second one, it came in again, and he got it in. Obviously, this one, 87th minute, right at the other end of the game. We picked a couple of knocks, I think. Actually, this is where I said if we score this, I can take him off, because I made all 3 subs, and then I think it's McGregor said that he needed to come off. Yeah, it's McGregor. And so I just sort of said to myself, I couldn't risk going down to 10 men if we didn't score. Like, it's 1-0. I knew if I did it, I took him off, it'd bite me in the ass, and we'd concede. But Christie fires that one home, so I decided to take him off. But 2-0 win, we definitely deserved this. We played much better, especially in the second half. It was all us. We had about 10 or 12 highlights in that second half alone of us passing it around, working that ball in, getting crosses in. I really wish I'd live on this, because you could see the improvement from us in this game. It was much better. We still need to score more and do a bit more. As you can see, Lustig 8.3, 7.9 defense played quite well. Again, it just was 6.9 and 8 and 8 and 8. It wasn't great. Christie came on and did alright. The thing is, in this game, even though we were completely in control, as they did actually have a man sent off, it was a horror tackle, I think. I think actually why he got, no, it wasn't why he got injured, I think it was something else, but we just were dominant. But a lot of those players, when I looked into I was doing the individual, like the team talk during the game, a lot of them were saying complacent or nervous, and I don't know if that's what's contributing, if these just aren't the right players for this, what I want to do. I don't know, but we were dominant. We should have won that maybe 3, 4, 5-0, but we didn't. It is one of those things. I feel if they were playing, if we had a striker on a 7, another midfielder on a 7.2, we would have won that game comfortably. Just all it would have taken was another player or two just to perform a bit better, and we would have absolutely demolished them. But right, let's get on to the live. So welcome back. You have watched the highlights package. I do hope, like I say, you have liked that little segment I'm doing. Hopefully, it does make a good impact in the videos. I'm going to try and, I say, with all these videos, or all the bits in the videos, try and get the words out. It does help when you talk English. I'm trying to make all of them a bit better, improve it. So episode by episode almost. Like I say, it is all new to me. If you have got any comments, something that I can improve, do better, fire it to me. I will try and do my absolute utmost to make it better for you. If there's something glaringly obvious that I'm doing wrong or could do better, just let me know. You know, I'll take it all on board and try and make it better for you guys. Because at the end of the day, I want to make good content for you that we can all have a bit of fun with. This is a game, obviously, that we enjoy. It's why we're watching the videos. It's because we enjoy Football Manager. So let's, without further ado, have a quick little recap on what we just looked at there. Like I say, we have had a good run. Some of the games have been bitty. The Napoli 2-0, I mean, in this group, I'll be honest, I'm expecting us to potentially maybe not even get anything, or maybe just get a draw. It is not looking like it's going to go well for us. Tottenham, Napoli, and Bayern Munich. I mean, Bayern, who we play in this live com, obviously lost. Was it at home? The Tottenham was at home, so 3-0 to Tottenham. Actually, I was hoping that maybe actually we'll be able to beat Tottenham, but looking at that, maybe not. I wonder how Tottenham are doing in the league. 14th in the Premier League actually, so they're not doing brilliant there. Yeah, they're not started fantastically. They only won one game there, but they're beating Bayern 3-0. West Ham's top, Leicester's up there. Which is surprising, I'm not really seeing Leicester do tons. It turns out they can actually do well without the guy in the fox suit. Who would have known? If you don't know, that means obviously Dr. Benji FM is doing a Leicester series in a fox suit. Definitely should check that out if you haven't already. Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, yeah, pretty solid beyond that. But yes, they're not doing great there. Maybe we can then. Maybe it's a fluke goal. Maybe a fluke win. Maybe we can actually get something. That's kind of was my next hope, was that maybe we could actually get a victory at home against them. But I say it is a tough group. I don't expect much from it. We're probably going to lose a lot of these games. It's a shame we couldn't got a little bit of an easier group or been seeded third, but it is what it is. This is all part of the challenge. Is obviously we are growing from pretty much nothing. You know that the league is not in a fantastic position. There's not tons of strength below that. One thing to note is Aberdeen have got into, I can do it from here actually, have got into the Europa League. There's a group, so they've got Anderlecht, Young Boys and Partizan. They lost the first game at home 3-2 to Anderlecht. Hopefully they can pick up some points and help us with a coefficient. A lot of our teams in the Europa League did well. I think Aberdeen won both the first two games, but all four legs of the first two games, and then I think they won one and drew one in their playoff. I think the other team, I can't remember, I think Mount Hearts, they were doing so well, and then I think on the playoff, again they got to the playoff, they lost out by away goals, I think it might have been even. It was really tight, and as you can see there, a Hearts player has got the best average rating there, so they was doing well, but unfortunately they've not been able to get into the Europa League group stage. It would have been fantastic if we had two teams in there, because that didn't happen at all in the FM16 version of doing this. The other teams really did nothing. They couldn't get into the Europa League group stage at all. It was a struggle until I managed to start. I think then last season I did with them, I managed to give them some good players on loan, and I think they started just again, but I didn't sort of fully get into that season. I think we're just getting to sort of this stage now. But yeah, so that's a bit of an overview. I have a few things there. Not been any more transfers or anything like that. The squad is here as it sort of is. We'll have a quick look through this before we get into the game. Appearance wise, people aren't really featuring. Simovic, we've got a few centre halves at the beginning of the game that just aren't amazingly good. They're average. We've got a few average ones. Problem with injuries, doesn't know big matches. That one mostly is the one I'm concerned about, because every game in the Champions League is going to be a big match. I don't know. Elena, at the moment, not really using. Probably going to cancel that loan, to be honest. It was more that I wanted to have that backup there. That didn't really cost me a lot of money. Because I'm not paying any wages at all. For if we were struggling with if we had an injury crisis or how fitness was, and it seems like we've been okay so far, so probably don't need him. SCN again, not really using that much. He does have a clause if he plays 10 league appearance, makes 10 league appearances, he gets a contract extension, which I don't want to do, even though it's not a lot, not a lot of money. Words make sentence. Come on, not a lot of money. Reese is not really going to play. I prefer just to play my best keeper all the time, unless I've got young keepers that are going through. But he's 33. Actually, he's 35. It's Gordon's 33. He's not. I'm not going to play him. I'm going to try and offload him end of season anyway. Over that, Leto's played a few cup games and come off the bench a few times. I'm going to try and progressively give him a bit more game time. But it's been tough because I really want to set a marker down in these early games. So I've played the best team as much as possible. But we'll see how that keeps going. The strikers wise, we're not really doing a lot. I mean, goals, if you look at Lee Griffiths has got 7, Dembele has got 5, Cameron Gregor's got 5. He's been mostly playing in that shadow striker role. Armstrong's got 3, Torres got 3 actually, Commons 3, Tierney has got 2. We're spreading some goals around. We're getting a few set pieces goals as well, which is nice. I've set up a little bit of a set piece tactic, like I've just myself. I've set up one I think maybe will benefit us. But we'll have to see. I changed it a little bit in the last game, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It seems to be a bit hit and miss, but we are scoring quite a few off free kicks as well. I think it's McGregor Armstrong that does my free kicks. I always get these two mixed up at the moment. I think it's McGregor. I think maybe he scored 2 or 3 of those have been free kicks, but we'll see how it goes on. Assist-wise, Tierney is doing excellent down that left wing back for us. Lustig's got 4 as well, but he's had an injury period out, so he probably would have been similar if he hadn't had that. Christie, Armstrong, Griffiths got a few. Gambo obviously came in. Key passes wise, Tierney, Christie, Lustig all up there as well. Key tackles, so our best defenders looking like Torres, making 17 key tackles, far and beyond. O'Connell, I mean, I know he's played 5 more games. He's pretty much played every game for us. Spichenko has only done 7 appearances, made 6, only 1 less than O'Connell. Interesting, but we'll have to see how it goes. Obviously 5 from Tierney, Gabo. Let's only made 1. Something to watch, I suppose. It just depends. Is making loads good? Does it mean we're giving away loads of chances? Or is it bad that Lustig, as our right wing back for a fair few games, has only made 1? Is he therefore not contributing as good? I don't know. Something I need to look at. It is always a work in progress this at the moment. When I flick onto tactics, I'm going to realise that I've got one of my, let's call it inventions up at the moment. Yes, it is a strikerless. Technically strikerless, but it's do shadow strikers in position. I'm probably not going to. I did this one because again, I am just trying to figure out how to get the best out of the strikers. I don't feel I've got a really good deep line forward, so I was debating going to this to try and get the most out of my attacking midfield players and just drop the strikers and potentially play Griffiths as a shadow striker in there. And I'm debating now actually playing this in this game purely because possibly we may be able to keep. They won't be expecting obviously anything like this, and we may dominate the midfield battle. They're probably going to go for a 4-2-3-1, I'd imagine. So if we can keep them quiet, it could work. I'm going to actually, I wasn't planning on doing this, but I'm going to go for this. Let's just check the bench. Brown's there, Bitten, Rogic. He's not playing that well. I don't think I want to play Rogic. We'll bring in. Everyone's not playing brilliantly, but we are going to bring in Christie, I feel. Commons, McGregor. He doesn't have a lot of fitness. Doesn't have a lot of fitness, but he is one of my better players. He's been lacking a little bit recently. Alright, Christie is going to go up there. And then we are going to bring in Aya. That's what we're going to do. Lustig, Torres, yep, that's what we're going to go for. Sorry about that, I just wasn't fully expecting to do this one. kind of forgot to set up fully. I thought I'd set it up, but then I just realised I hadn't. I would just been looking at this prior to recording. But let's get into this game. Hopefully it's not going to backfire. Done a bit of a formation switcheroo here. They are going with kind of what I expected. Defensive midfield. I was more expecting Alonso, or, well, not Alonso himself, but that position to not be there, to be up here. The 4-2-3-1, but I don't know. They've got Muller, Ribery, Lewandowski, Thiago, Vidal, Alonso, Martinez. They've got a far superior team than ours. Yeah. Torre up against Lewandowski. That could be interesting, but let's get into the game. Oh, I do worry about him putting hard tackling on. I don't like doing it on strikers because I just feel we're going to give away a penalty. I definitely do want to hard tackle these injured players though. Don't think the benefit in doing that, but we will close him down. He is probably a bit of a playmaker back there. Thiago is going up. Down. We'll go with that. I feel. Let's do the wingers as well. Let's go with that. I do think it's going to be hard. Prove a point. Should I go? Sometimes I debate just going for go try and pull off an upset. I don't want to put too much pressure on because I strongly feel like we're not going to win this, but let's go for it. Let's see what happens. We're getting into the game now. I've not played this formation at all. I don't think I've even played it in FM16, let alone FM17. I've not played it on this save, and I've chosen Bayern Munich away to introduce this to my players. This could be an absolute slaughterfest. Hopefully it won't be, but we're gonna see how it goes. So I don't know what you guys feel about when you look at these. Oh, we actually scored a goal. It's done that thing again. And I think this is because of when I do. See, when I do those highlights packages, for some reason when I come back, it changes it onto only commentary. And I don't know why. Pronto key, that's it. Behind goal low, yes. I don't get why it's doing that. We're gonna go back and we're gonna see this. We have scored away against Bayern Munich. I want to be jumping for joy, but I'm annoyed that it's not been set. So let's see this goal properly. Let's actually be able to see this. Right, we're starting here. Let's go. So Commons has it. Aya, finishes to Griffiths, who has come deep. Brown, finishes to Commons, and that is a really well worked goal. That the front three there seems to be working quite well. If we sort of, it's pausing now, but let's get into this. I'm gonna have to look at that in future to make sure that the setting. I'm gonna have to change it each time. That does seem to be a downside of doing the highlights packages. It does seem to, for some reason, change to on commentary. I don't get why, because I'm not obviously picking that in the highlights. I'm changing it to just look up to the goal highlights, which I started on. As you will see, I started on 3D. I feel like because I was rendering and uploading a video to YouTube at the same time, that might have been affected it, but we'll see. But here we are, great play through. Commons smashes it in the back of the net, and we do go 1-0 up here away against Bayern Munich. We have got a free kick. Svechenko's make it 2-0. Oh, sorry for headphone users there. Was not expecting that. Svechenko has made us 2-0 up within 17 minutes. Is this formation? Have I stumbled across? Get your words out. Get your words out. I am too excited I can't even talk. Have we stumbled across something that is going to work for us here? If you look at it, this is the best that they've played. We're probably going to see it here. We haven't. Christie has got it. Griffiths is up there. We have got players coming up. Commons has it now. Can he find someone? He finds it to Tierney, who's coming forward to Lustig, to the other. And Griffiths has made it 3. It is unbelievable stuff. We are 3-0 up. What a counter attack that was. Wing back towards the end there. Tierney across to Lustig. For some reason, Tierney is not white as long as they're on this. I do need to probably try and raise that up somewhere. I have started save now, so it's not going to get changed, and I don't have the editor. I've blocked it from even being used because I don't want any hassle of anyone saying editing players or whatever. But we are on top here. Hopefully this can continue. I mean, Lewandowski is through here. They are cutting us apart. Muller, can we block it? Oh, what a save from Gordon. Counter attack. We are going to be open. Let's get rid of this. So I was just looking at it early, but It is 50-50 possession-wise. 3 shots, 3 on target from us. They do have a fair few shots as well. We've managed to get in there and tackle that. Tierney, oh, and I thought for a second Tierney maybe had gone in hard and aggressive and took him out. It is pretty even at the moment. They have had 4 shots, 2 on target, 2 off, 4 half chances. A lot of their chances have pretty much been half chances. But when you look at it, we're doing really well here. I mean, it looks like they're slightly coming back into it now. There have been a few chances in a row here where early on it was us. Lewandowski has pulled one back for them just before half time. I'm definitely going to just try and give a bit of a concentrate. I could have maybe when we got 3 gone counter and just tried to retain. I'll lead there, but it's hard to do it. When you're in top, you want to kind of go for it. And to be honest, in total shock that we are even in the lead. Don't know why Gordon was on the ground. He did seem to be. I'm going to have a quick walkout, but got to life. He did seem to be on the ground before that shot even came in, which is a little bit of a weird one, but hopefully we do get to half time before conceding any more or anything like that. We are having a really good performance from us here. We're not dominating possession, which has been one of our traits before, and I kind of thought maybe we would, given that we've packed that midfield so much. But it does seem to be working really, really well. I'm trying to see if there's any issues. I mean, everyone's looking kind of confident, composed, calm. I don't know what you guys have felt, but sometimes when I use that don't get complacent out there, they seem to get complacent. It's like saying, come on boys, don't get complacent, and you'll go, let's get complacent. You know, they all shit the pants. Sorry about that. Really girlish going. I was trying to do that. Didn't want to do it too loud and definite one, but I wanted to kind of get across. They seem to be girly screaming and go, and they poo their pants and concede 4. And that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried we've got 3-1 and that they're going to come out and score a really early goal, get enough one, and then get one at the death. That's kind of what I'm worried about. Because we've done so well to get this, and this would mean so much to us. I mean, the coefficient points we'll get, that's why I saw him taking so long to decide this, but I really want to sort of say guard against complacency. In real life, that's what I'd say, look boys, tighten up, don't get stupid out there, don't make stupid mistakes, keep focused. And I kind of do want to say that. Oh, he looked too motivated. But everyone else is kind of game focused. That's what I'm gonna stick with that. I'm not gonna do much more. I'm annoyed that it's one of the defenders, but he has a really good game. So maybe he wants me to push on. I don't know. Why is he getting all really jumpy? It wasn't jumpy in the first half, but we have got the ball again. If we can get an early goal again, that would have been fantastic. We couldn't do. I'm gonna have a quick look at the instructions. Just shorter, lower. Okay. I think part of it is that they're a much better side than we are. Their players are. Oh! I was expecting it. If that had gone in, I would have been the early goal that I talked about. We do, I feel, just need to try and get. If we can get to like the 65th minute without conceding, we can potentially kind of just gear them up a little bit more. And yeah, just really, really, really want this now. We've done so well in that first half. If we could get another, that'd be fantastic. Oh, he's nicked away from him. They are breaking on us. We are open here. He does get it. Oh, but he gives it straight away to Vidal. Ribery is there. He does go back to Martinez, but they have space. With Bernat, I think it is, on this wing. Torre just needs to get there and deal with this. Do not make a mistake. He's made a mistake. Svitchenko does pick it back up. That was Brown. Tries to find Collins. He doesn't make it. I could just see this is going to be a goal. It's been going on too long. Lewandowski is through. He's probably going to fire that. Oh, Gordon saves it. Ooh, I was expecting the net to rustle, but the highlight goes on. Oh, thank God. I was expecting now a shocking mistake from Torre there. I'm going to tell him to concentrate. Everyone's playing really, really well. Lustig is absolutely knackered though. I don't want to change anything just yet though, because we are hanging on a little bit. They are coming into this game quite considerably. I do want to make a change soon, and it's going to be now. Who to put across there though? I don't really have. I'm going to have to be Sipchenko, I think. He's going to have to go over there. We're going to bring O'Connell on to centre half. And with that, I may make him more of a defensive wing back. Oh, we're going to have to see this through. Oh, if we can deal with this. I was about to say we don't, but we do just about deal with that. Tactics, what are we on? We're on attack there. he's not really much of an attack. I think we're going to bring him on to defend. And we'll bring him on to support. I don't want to completely nullify us, but I feel like we need a little bit of something there just to help us. 85 minutes, let's make a couple of subs just to try and waste a bit of time, I feel. Who could do with it? Who could do with it? 65. We've got Rogic. He could come on for a bit in there. He does like playing prefers it as a, in that centre mid as a deep line anyway, so I think we'll do that. Dembele maybe just, I don't know, Armstrong. For the yellow card of Chris Commons, just because I don't want to get anyone sent off. So let's make those subs. Got confidence, you boys. Go out there, let's see it through. I think 88th minute I'm going to go counter or standard. We are on control away at Bayern Munich with our never ever tested before tactic, strikerless tactic. Griffiths, what on earth was that? Is he set to not shoot? No. I think we need to turn this off. Need to remember that for actually when come back off. I do want to set that on. 89th, 9th. There's no point. They're not going to score 2 now, but we'll go counter anyway just to try and make sure we see out these last bit of the game. This is going to be a fantastic victory. It is a fantastic victory at the Allianz Arena. It is 3. It's Celtic FC 3. I suppose I should do it the other way, but I'm talking as a Celtic manager. We've won 3-1 against Bayern Munich. That is absolutely fantastic. I'm so glad this is a live com. Part of me was debating going through having a really, really long spell, and maybe doing the league game and not this game, and doing the Tottenham because I felt like maybe that's more winnable. That was really special, lads. No one has expected us to do that. I bet no one watching thought we would do that. Bayern Munich have lost their first 2 games now, which is, I would have put them down as group favourites. They are struggling. I do have pretty much all they're 5th in the Bundesliga. But it is really tight. I mean, one game and one win and they're up there. But when you look at their team, is far superior to us. One of their players is worth our entire squad. Lewandowski is probably worth about 30-40 million, I'd say. 48 million. Our club's probably worth about 70. And that's for all the facilities in the stadium as well. He's pretty much worth our club. But we have beaten them away 3-1. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did and you have enjoyed the dramatic 3-1 away victory against Bayern Munich, please do drop a like. Please subscribe to the channel. Like I say, I'm going to try and make this content get better and better and better and better as I go on. But I do appreciate any comments you have, any ways I can improve it. This is, like I say, the first YouTube channel I've done, YouTube content, so do bear with me. But I hope you'll join me for the next episode. Until then, thanks and goodbye.